Hey there, welcome to this session of the course. We have been able to cover a lot of things throughout the course. I've been able to cover the introduction to design, understanding Photoshop interface, and crafting designs in Photoshop and also Canva. Aside from doing all those things like having to craft designs, it's also essential for you to know how to put yourself out. After learning, how do you position yourself in the design industry? How do you position yourself to get high paying clients that can pay you well for your services? So that is why this video would mark as the end of this course. Probably for now, with time it might be updated, but for now this is the final video for the course, which would show you how to craft position yourself properly and put yourself up for better opportunities out there in the industry. So today we are going to be covering showcasing your work professionally. You get, so this is how you put yourself professionally, put your, personalize your profile, social profiles, and the rest. So positioning in graphic design is about deciding how you want to be known in the industry. It's about finding what you are best at, whether it's crafting social media flyers, designing posters, or working on photo manipulation. To stand out, you need to think about what makes your work unique. Maybe you have a special style for music cover arts. Like when I started, my specialty was like music cover art. I did a lot of cover art for most of my clients then, and there was a specific state a region, let me say, that I was the one that made most of the cover arts for most of the artists in that region. So you need to just discover your talent there. So you could also create, if you are good in creating eye-catching logos, you just need to develop a clear message that shows why a client should choose you for this specific type of project. You get, by focusing on what you do best, you can be able to build a strong reputation and attract the right clients who need your unique graphic design skills. So in you, there's specific design skill sets that you can use to help a client. So you need to put yourself as someone that is helping. It's not all about just do the work and get the money, but you are helping the client achieve something. You're helping them make more sales in their business. You're helping them put out their product to clients. You're helping the artists get more fans by giving him a nice cover art. Whatever you're doing, you just know that you're helping your clients to achieve something. So that is how you should put yourself. So moving on, the next thing we have here is creating professional mockups. So as a designer, our work is often judged not just by the quality of the design itself, but by how it's presented. That is why creating a professional mockup is essential. Mockup allows us to place our designs in real world context, creating it easier for clients and stakeholders to visualize the final product. So mockups basically are like a way of presenting your projects or whatever design you have done in a way that it is going to look as if it's going to look the same way it's going to be when it's been used in real life. If it's a bag, you can see these examples we have here. This is like a business card. So when it's being printed, this is the card. This is how the card is going to look, the color, the back, front, everything. So, but if you give the designer if you send the client just the full card design without this mockup, they might really not, be really convinced of how this thing would look like when they actually print. But when you give them a mock-up that shows them, okay, oh, this is how it's going to be, it could be a hand holding a card or a card placed on it. There are different mock-ups you can get out there. You can just search. So let me find a website for mock-up. So you can easily go to Google. So if I go to my Google search here, you can see I can just search on whatever mockups I'm looking for. So let's say I'm looking for business card mockup. For example, you can see it displays a lot of options for me, and it shows me websites where I can be able to get these business cards. So you can see on free pick, so I know free pick, on splash, okay, on blast, sorry, and mockup designs are like where you can get good business card mockups. So if I click on Blast, I like on Blast when it comes to mockup designs. I prefer on Blast most times because you can see these are like different designs for you here. So imagine designing a business card for a client and then you're able to present it like this to them. It's like it's way attractive, like they will just love your work because then you're showing them, okay, this is how it's going to be, rather than just sending them the normal design just like that. So it could be anything you're doing. If you go for flyer, for example, because I think let me search flyer design, flyer mockup. So if you search for flyer mockups, you can see it's giving us different options. This one here gives us the option for a square flyer. This is for an A4 flyer or a portrait flyer. This is this. So you can see, imagine designing a flyer for a client, and then aside from sending them the normal flyer, it just depends. Depends on how much time you have. If the client just wanted ASAP and okay, yeah, this client is not really going to go back and forth, then no need for for some stuff. But in most cases, you need to like present it professionally so the clients would believe your work and would trust you more. So you can see how these things are like this. You just come here and you can just get a mock-up that suits whatever. If it's, for example, you did an organic flyer for something, you see this one here, it could work. Most of them here, just come here and get it. So I'll be showing you how to edit some of these particular mockups, like how to use mockups. So now I already have one of these, so I don't want to go through these hassles of waiting for it to download because some of them can be really large. They can be like 200 MB, 300 MB, it just depends. So I have this particular one in my PC. I'm just going to go and find it, and then I would, let me see if I can quickly find it where it is. So I will show you guys how to use a mockup, how to design a mockup. So you know how to design a mockup, how to edit a mockup. So after downloading it, it comes probably in a zip file or whatever kind of file format it comes, and then you can be able to use it. So you see here, I have this is the square flyer. That's the one we saw on Blast. Okay, not actually this one. Let me find that particular one we saw on Blast. Square flyer. So you see I have a lot of mockups here, so you can download them. If you have a hard drive, you can store them and use them anytime. So you can see we saw this particular set there on Blast. So I can just go to this one. So you can see I already had this is I already edited this and I saved it. This is something I designed for the client sometimes back. So this is I presented this mockup to them, to my clients, for example. So now let me just use this to or let me place in another one. So as you can see like this, now you can change the background color. If I click on this background color here from the layer, you can see I can change the color of the background to any color. If it's blue, I can change it to blue like this. It's quite slow. So you see I can change it to blue, I can change it to red like this. So it just depends on whatever you want to do. So but the process of designing, of editing this mockup now, customizing it to your own design, placing your own design, you can see from the layer panel here. Let me place this layer panel here so you can see very well. You can see that we have this flyer, this First one, they said flyer, and it's a smart object. I explained smart objects during the course. So if you double click on it, you just need to double tap on it. Then you wait for it to load. So you can see it loads up. It loads up here. So now you can see there are different flyers here. There are different flyers here right now. So this is one I worked on. If I toggle this off, you can see this was another flyer I did for my happy International Women's Day. So now how to place this flyer is the same thing. You just go to wherever the flyer is. So let's say this is a brand identity project, this is a fund project, a portfolio project I completed. So let's say I want to place this particular flyer in that particular file. I'll just drag and drop it there like this. And then I'm just going to adjust it. So if I adjust it, and then you just need to click on save, this arrow at the top there, and then it's automatically going to save it for you. And then you see it will swap immediately. Okay, if you click on save, you have to click on as if you're exiting this particular project, and then you click on yes. So it's automatically going to use this to replace the other one there. So each mockup that you are going to download will have a smart object that you can be able to swap your designs and customize it to your own taste. So let's wait for this. So as you can see, the flyer has been placed there. So this is just an example. So I can double tap on this color, and then I'll just pick a color from here so it will blend with our entire design. Yeah, so as you can see, we have this mockup here. So you just need to ensure that you are merging the color of the background in a way that it properly suits the entire flyer. So you cannot just be using random colors anyhow. You need to ensure that it's tallying with the brand color or a color that is in the design. So that's basically that about mockup. So when you download the mockup, you just need to find a smart object there to change it. Could be a mockup that has like multiple smart objects. It depends on whatever you're doing. It could have like 3 or 2 or 4. You just need to change depending on what is contained in the mockup itself. So this is how to basically edit mockups here on Photoshop. So we're going to move back to so this is where I share this on blast, so you can come here, explore, and get mockups for whatever thing you're doing. Use it properly for your presentation of your work. So that is the about mockups. Mockups basically help the client to have a visual representation of the design that you made for them. So so storytelling. Every design project has a story. It starts with a problem that needs to be solved, progresses through the design process, and ends with a solution. Sharing this journey with the audience not only adds context to to your work, but also highlights your problem solving skills. So basically this explains that you as a designer, you're not just designing, you are solving a problem, like I explained earlier. there's a problem. The clients want to get more customers, and now that's the problem. Or they have a new product, they want to unleash it to the market. Whatever kind of clients, it could be an artist that have a new song, a any kind of business that has anything that they want to promote. You would stand as someone that would help them solve their problem, because that's promoting their product is a problem. They need proper stuff, proper designs out there. It's not just about the color, the design, everything, but the message that the design will carry in a way that it can be able to attract these clients, the kind of client they want. So now you are a problem solver. Now there are different strategies you need to know on how to solve clients' problem. You need to understand their target audience. You need to know their markets, the age range of their customers. You need to understand um, the what will I call it, educational background of some of their clients. There are certain things that you need to understand, so you know the kind of designs that you're going to be doing for these clients. Though this might not work for every single kind of project, but then anything you're working on, you need to know what this thing is for. If you're doing a church flyer, it's a church flyer. You need to make it look like a church flyer. You cannot be making a church flyer look like something else. You need to carry that churchy vibe. You get. So if you're doing something else, like you're doing a kind of a party kind of thing on a church flyer, it might not really work well. In some cases, it might work. It might be a church kind of party, it might be a church end of year party for a church, but then it should have that church vibe. So that is just what I'm trying to explain. Whatever you're doing, it should have. If you're solving a client's problem, you should know which people are going to consume that design. So that's what storytelling basically does, and I'm going to show you an example with some kind of storytelling that I do, and is majorly for branding. Like when I'm creating a logo design and branding the client's product. So that was why I opened this project, which is a portfolio project, or you can call it a fun project that I completed for myself, just to put in my portfolio. And the logo, I can actually sell this product. So this is something you can do. Just come up with something and just design something, and then you can be able to put it out there, and anyhow, it could help you fetch more clients. So let's wait for this picture to open. So this picture basically is so this is more like a very, very mini storytelling. It's not like a proper storytelling. But then, if you look here, I gave a description of how I came about the logo. You get, these are the icons, this is the letter H, and this is the building. And then you can see I told a little story. This is not like a proper storytelling, but I'm just giving you an example of what you can be able to do, how you came about a project, how you did this, how you did that. I don't want to start giving you with example with some of the real life projects of I did for some of my clients, because it's kind of personal. But then this is an example that you can get now. So I'm explaining this design. The logo elegantly combines the H with the house icon, the central horizontal H line of the H is curved upward, resembling a triangular building with a small window below it. At the top left, a cut in the H forms a cupola. So you see, I'm basically giving a description of this thing. It could be a flyer. If you wish to, you can be able to now like give a little bit of story of how you came about designing the flyer, why you did this, why you did that. It could be a manipulation design, it could be anything, but I'm just giving you basically how to do this thing. So you can use different forms to tell a story. Let's say you're creating a social media flyer for brands, for a particular brand. You can use a carousel to tell a story for them. So if you see this one here, these examples I gave here, they are all carousels as well. So you can see these are carousels. are carousel designs. So you can see it tells a story. Happy Singles Day. I read a book. Singles Day with the best company. Single Day. You can see this is like imagery with little text showcasing telling a story. A good film to enjoy the Singles Day is basically talking about people that are single. You see, this is like storytelling, so you need to be really, really creative with your entire design. It's not just about designing, but then you need to convey a message. So that is why I say design is not the only thing you learn as a designer. There are a lot of things. I realized this thing while I was growing in my design career. I realized that you don't, at the end of the day, or during your whole stage or process of learning design, during my own process, let me put it that way, I realized that there are a lot of things I need to learn. I need to learn how to communicate. I needed to learn how to communicate. I needed to learn how to come up with copies, because see, most of the designs you're going to be doing, your client are not going to be giving you all these notes. They might just give you some bullet point of some ideas or something you want, maybe just one or two things, and you'll be the one to come up with the whole text, the whole notes, whatever thing. You'll be the one to come up with the whole idea. You need to learn content creation as well, how to come up with creative content for a brand, how to write well, good English, how to communicate well. You'll be communicating with clients. You need to learn how to do some of these things, so you don't just sit on learning the design alone. But with the process, you need to read about things, get to know a certain, just read the stuffs, and then you'll be able to grow your skills, basically not just in design, but for other purposes that are related to design as well. So next up, we'll be talking about positioning yourself. So positioning is about how you want to be perceived in the design industry. It's your professional identity. Think of it as your personal brand. It reflects your unique style, values, and what sets you apart from other designers. Effective positioning and branding are about clarity. When someone thinks of you as a designer, what do you want them to associate with your name? Make sure your brand communicates that clearly across your platforms. So now, positioning yourself, there are different platforms that you can use as a designer to showcase your work. There's Instagram, there's Facebook. You can use the Facebook page, you can use LinkedIn, you can use Behance. There are different platforms. Now, when you are putting out your stuffs on these platforms, how do you package yourself? Um how do you brand yourself in a way that when someone engages with you or engages with your page, they'll be able to have a certain feeling about you. So that's where all this thing comes in. You need to position yourself in a way that you would be a designer that clients want to engage with, your fellow designers want to engage with. You don't just Okay, some pro tips I'm going to give is like, use clear and professional pictures. As a designer, if you're a designer, ensure you take like proper photo studio pictures, or you take clean pictures with an iPhone or something. Put yourself out there, and then let your page have a little personal touch. Put up some of your pictures. I'm just saying, but then put up some of your personal pictures, not randomly too much of your personal pictures, but then it should not just be strictly your designs, but then have a personal touch of yourself, because over time I've realized that clients want to relate with you as a person. They want to know your name. They want to know your how you think, your temperament, and certain things. Like, there are certain things they want to know about you, where you're from. They want to trust you as a person. So you need to see it that way. So you need to like brand yourself personally, see it more as personal branding, put yourself out there properly so you can be able to attract the kind of people you want to attract. If you put yourself, you just brand yourself anyhow, you don't pay attention to your biography writing, you use work images, definitely you would attract those kind of work clients. Client that would price your work anyhow, client that don't value design, they just take you for granted. But then if you position yourself professionally, when a client come across your page and then they even engage with you in a conversation, your mode of conversation will also determine how they would perceive you, how they would respect you, how they would follow you up. And if it client is not for you, it's not for you. So you can just know, okay, these are the kind of client I want to work with. So your personal branding will help you know the kind of people or help you attract the kind of people that you want to work with. So that's that about positioning yourself. There are different platforms that you can use. Create an Instagram profile, Facebook page, like I said, LinkedIn, and share your stuffs there. So next up, we'll talk about exploring freelance platforms. So now in the design space, there are different freelance platforms, and that doesn't it's not exclusive to design alone. It's open for other skills. Like you can see here, I just put a logo of some of them here. There's Fiverr, there's Upwork, and there's Freelancer. So these are freelance platforms. There are other ones like Contra, other ones, there are some of them that you can create designs in their platform, and once your design is being bought, you get paid a certain amount. So there are different platforms there. So exploring freelance platforms, as a designer you can either work full-time with a company or for yourself, which is called freelancing. Freelancing is about independence. You offer your skills to various clients on your own terms rather than working for just one employer, sorry. You can register on freelance platforms. These platforms such as Upwork, Fiverr serve as virtual marketplaces where your skills can shine. There are spaces where you can showcase your portfolios, secure projects, and build lasting client relationship, all while maintaining the flexibility that freelancing offers. So now you can choose as a designer to either work full time with a company, could be a bank, it could be a real estate firm, it could be anything. You just know that okay, every day you go there and then they give you different briefs and then you work on various designs for them. You can work like that, yes, and it's not a bad idea. And also you can work as a freelancer, which means you sit with your laptop at home and then you source for clients online using freelance platforms or in your local environments or anywhere in the internet posting your works. You can be able to get clients like that. Personally, I've gotten a lot of clients, like a large percentage of my client base are from you know majorly sharing my work. I did something for this client, referrals. One client linked me to the other one, so I've gotten a lot of clients from referrals. So you need to know how to put your work out there so you can be referred by the right people. Then speaking about freelancing and all these platforms, you can go and register on these platforms. There's Fiverr, there's Upwork. Basically for me, I have not really tried Fiverr very well. I have an account on Fiverr, but I've not like set up and do a lot of follow-ups there. But then Upwork, I've been able to do a couple of things in Upwork. So let me show you. If you go to here to your new browser, you can just search on upwork.com, sorry, upwork.com, login. I think it's going to take me to my Upwork account. So it just took me to this Google page. Anyway, so you can see this is how Upwork looks. I wouldn't like to show you my profile and all that. That would be long story, because then you can easily just go and source out for videos probably on YouTube on how to set up your Upwork profile properly, because it's not something you just go and do anyhow. You need to follow up a process to set up your profile well, so you can be able to just come here, log in, set up your profile, or you can even upload your work so clients can go and see. There's a, a, a place for portfolio. I didn't create my Upwork with this particular email, so that's why I was avoiding logging in with this one. So now you can just click on login, and then you log in, set up all your profile, put your profile picture, upload your project, write a very, very good and reasonable biography. That's why I recommend that you watch a YouTube video on how to do this, because you can get real foreign clients here. But then what you need to do here is you're going to be sending out proposals to clients. There's a home page where you see different jobs related to your niche, and then you're able to click on it to read the job brief, the job description and everything, and then you'll be given the chance to send a proposal to the client. And if hopefully you have been picked for the work, then you get to work on it and you get paid. So just go and explore more on how to use Upwork. So there's Fiverr, there's Freelancer. You just need to go and explore those things. So next up, we're talking about crafting a designer resume. Starting your resume with your contact details and a strong personal statement that highlights your design experience, career goals, and what sets you apart. Follow follow this. Okay, follow these with key skills, focusing on your proficiency in design tools like Adobe Creative Suite, which includes the whole Photoshop, Illustrator, and okay, Adobe Creative Suite. Probably that's like a an app on its own, but then you can highlight your proficiency on Photoshop and whatever, Canva, anything, and then Figma and the rest are unique skills, motion graphics, whatever. So I'm just basically reading this notes here. In your work experience, emphasize achievements rather than duties and quantify your impact where possible. Conclude by showcasing a notable project that demonstrates your ability to deliver results, reinforcing your value as a designer. So now, a resume, it basically shows your skills, a description of your skills, your level of education, and your brief bio with your picture. You can see this little image here. This is like an example of what it looks like. So, but in order to show you a better example, I'll go to Pinterest here, and I'm going to search for, let's say, designer resume. So let's wait for this to load. It will give you different options of resume here, so you can be able to understand what I am talking about. So you can uniquely craft yours, so you can see. So let me just explain with this particular one here. So you can see this, your resume basically shows your about, who you are, your name, who you are, your skills, shows your contact details, your address, your skills. You can see here there's Photoshop, it gives a specific percentage, Adobe Illustrator a specific percentage, InDesign, Premiere Pro, all these things. Experiences, that's like your past job experiences, clients you have worked with, projects you have completed. You can just list them here. Education, if you have your degree, BSc, HND, PhD, whatever PGD, whatever thing you have been able, your educational level, you can be able to include them here as well. So this is just like a brief explanation of your resume. You can get samples here on Pinterest and then create something interesting or something nice for yourself, because then you are going to be coming across design jobs, and then you'll be requested to send in your CV, send in your resume. So if you can have this ready, I have mine. If you can have this ready, whenever the job comes around, you just need to go and send your resume and do whatever other processes are required, and then hopefully you get a good job. So that's that about resume. It's basically crafting a document that contains your skills, your about you, and the rest. So I think this should be the last. Yes. So building a portfolio. Building a strong portfolio is essential. Focus on crafting your best work, prioritizing quality over quantity. Include a variety of projects that demonstrate different aspects of your expertise, and make sure to present each project with context. This approach not only highlights your technical skills but also your problem solving abilities. So you can see problem solving comes here again. To effectively showcase your work, use platforms like Behance, Dribble, or even a personal website. These platforms allows you to present your portfolio professionally and reach a broader audience. So yeah, I believe from what I read, you basically understand what I'm trying to say. Now there are portfolio platforms. It's not like a client will ask you, let me see your portfolio, and then you now go and previously I used to do this. That's what I'm talking about. It. Let me see works that you have done, and then you just go and select like 10 pictures from your phone or something that you have done and just send it randomly to them. That can still work, like it can still work. But then in order for you to look professional, there are things you can do. Set up your portfolio here on Behance. Your Instagram page, it also works as a portfolio, but then for higher professional this thing, Instagram is good. The client can still go there and see your work, but then you should have a proper portfolio, which is like your Behance. And then another thing you should do is to create your catalogs on WhatsApp. If you get clients that reach out to you on WhatsApp, then create your catalog on WhatsApp. I have mine. I customize it very well. Whenever a client come, I want to do this, I want to do this, I'll send you my catalog. You see a list of my products. Um you can add it to cart, and then whenever you need it, you let me know, and then we proceed with the entire stuff. So that's basically that. You can just ensure that you, like, the internet has made it easy for you to set up a lot of these things. Behance, you just need to go create your account, upload your projects. Let me log into Behance so you guys can get to see. So we could not log into Behance due to internet connection. But then I don't want the video to be too long, but then you can just explore it's behance.net. So you can just go to behance.net, and then you can be able to get to see how to upload your profile, your works there, showcase your work. Like this my project I showed you guys earlier. This particular one, I have a Behance portfolio where I uploaded this thing. Most of them here, you'll see them on my Behance. That's basically just how to set up your portfolio. There are other forms of portfolio platforms that you can use. Like from the description there's Dribble, There's Dribble. Dribble too is also a very good one. Personal websites. If you have the luxury of having your own personal website that will showcase your work, is fine. You can still do that. So that's basically that about portfolio. Having to build and have your own portfolio. So I finally come to the end, and in conclusion, positioning yourself effectively as a designer, presenting your work professionally, crafting a standout resume, exploring the right freelance platforms, and building a strong, regular, and updated portfolio are all essential steps to success in the design industry. By mastering these areas, you'll be well equipped to attract the right clients, secure meaningful projects, and advance your career as a designer. So now, as you can see, doing some of the things, or most of the things, or all of the things that I mentioned are both from here, from showcasing your professionally, crafting professional mockup, storytelling, positioning yourself as a designer, exploring freelance platforms, setting up your CV, and building a portfolio. So imagine doing all these things when it comes to clients' work. After designing clients' work, you send them a proper mockup, and those mockups will serve as reserve that you can still add to your portfolio. Then, secondly, you tell stories well with your brand. You get with your branding or design, and then you also add these things to your platforms, social platforms, Instagram, and then that's two good work already. You position yourself, write your bio well, get good DP, have a very nice social media positioning that would help clients see you well, and then exploring freelance platforms, and then creating a good CV and building a portfolio. Imagine doing all these things. You would automatically see that you are making like high progress as a designer, but then it is not something you would do overnight. Something that takes time. It might take you a few months, it might take you a year, it might take you 2 years, but then at the end of the day you see like a very, very massive improvement if you like take it serious. So this is the end of the course. I hope you were able to grab a lot of value from the course. We covered a lot of things: introduction to design, introduction to software, to the Photoshop software, introduction to Photoshop tools, how to use them, how to design a lot of things. So I would say this thing: watching this course alone is not just enough. You need to go and do deep practice, because then before I became as good as I am in design, I had to practice a lot. Like I had to be so interested, so passionate, dedicate my time. That is the best way to be good in anything. It could be anything you want to do. You just need to give it your time. So if you really want to be good, and some people ask like how long does it take to master, how long does it take to learn, it's dependent on you, the person, your interests, your drive, your willingness to chase the thing. If you are very willing, in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you see you are doing wonderfully well. When I started, there are people I was looking up to, some designers I was looking up to, and then I, with my interest and everything, at a point I discovered that I've gone far ahead of them, because well, my interest was loud. I don't know the reason why some of them, not I didn't say all of them, some of them, I don't know the reason why they lagged a bit, but then probably they had other things that were more important to them. But then for me, I chased it and I did it well, and by the grace of God, I am where I am. So now I urge you to just take your time and then go through the course properly. Watch, if you need to go through it again, you have gone through it to this level, you can still go back to the videos, watch, learn anything. There will be a platform where you can ask questions, and learn and grow. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the Blank Canvas to Masterpiece course. I appreciate you guys for appreciate you for getting the course. So thank you. Stay tuned and stay creative.